thank you so much for agreeing to come and talk to us about your experiences serving at Kishwaukee Church.
You're welcome.
So if you wouldn't mind, can you tell us how long you've been working at cleaning the church and when did you start providing this service?
27 years. When that church opened in 1996, I began with Lucille Brass. I was 60, she was 78. And then she retired in 2002, so then from then on I was on my own. Now and then my husband would come in and help me. So.
Well, very good. That's a long time.
Yeah.
So what goes into cleaning the church? Just a brief description of what that takes.
Well, dusting, which I stopped doing because we all return to dust, and I was afraid it might be someone I know, so I quit dusting. But cleaning windows, the entry doors especially, because Easter morning we would be gathered in the narthex, and the sun was just coming up, and those windows showed where, she didn't clean those windows. So that was the hardest part. Plus I shrunk an inch, so then it was hard to reach the top of those windows.
So that was going to be my next question.
Yeah, and a lot of vacuuming.
Okay. So what was your favorite aspect of cleaning the church?
Being in my Lord's house and keeping it cleaner than my own.
Very good. And so you mentioned something that was difficult, in reaching things. Was there anything else that became a little difficult over the years as you were cleaning?
As I grew older, I had 3 different surgeries. One was a open heart surgery to replace my aortic valve with a pig valve, and I had to slow things down a little bit then. And then another one was the incarcerated hernia, which I had to take it easy after that. And then I had my big left toenail removed a couple years ago, and that was very sore a couple days later. By the time it was time to clean the church, it was good. So, but I kind of had to overcome those.
What are some of the most interesting things that you've found while you've been cleaning the church?
One time I came in to clean the sanctuary. I always checked the pew pockets, and I found an empty beer bottle. And I think somebody planted it there to play a joke on me. I think I know who it was, but now they're grown men, and I won't mention their names. They have respectable families, and they're doing well. But at the time, they were kids, and I think they were just playing with me. Mm-hmm. So. And then I found empty little wine bottles in the ladies' room after weddings, but they didn't leave any in it for me, so they were empty. But that was interesting, and I knew they were probably stressed, so they had to have a little wine to relax.
I see.
So
do you have any funny stories you can tell us about serving in the church?
You remember Pastor Trevor Smith?
Yes.
I came in one Monday morning to clean the church, and Trevor has his office and his own restroom up south at the south end of the church. So I thought, I need to go into the men's room and change out a roll of toilet paper. Trevor has his own bathroom, so he should be there. Well, then there was a furnace guy upstairs repairing or maintaining the furnaces. And I thought, well, I should be able to get in there and get out before he would come down to use the restroom. So I went into the first stall next to the urinal, changed out the roll of toilet paper, and oops, I heard the door open, and I thought, I think I'm in trouble. And the gentleman, whoever it was, walked up to the urinal, and I thought, okay, who could that be? And I kind of looked under that partition there, and I thought, wow, those are awfully nice shoes for a furnace repairman to be wearing. And I thought, that's got to be Trevor. So I thought, now what do I do? Do I just stand here and listen, while he, anyway, then I decided I've got to get out of here. So I quickly opened the door of my stall and I walked out with my hand up to the side of my face and said, I'm out of here. I didn't see anything. Goodbye. See ya. And left. So then when Trevor and Joni left the church to go up down south, the congregation was asked to write your favorite memory of Trevor or Joni. So needless to say, the story of Trevor catching me in the men's room was what I wrote about him. So that's in history now. So
Very good. I'm sure that was an interesting moment in your career.
Well, it took a long time before I could face Trevor. I'd meet him in the hallway or in the narthex, and I would kind of look the other way, and finally he approached me and he said, Dorothy, you were just doing your job. You're fine. So then I was relaxed with it. I didn't worry about it anymore.
Sure.
But after that, I insisted to my husband, Earl, you've got to start helping me in that church. You've got to check the men's room. I'm not going in there anymore if there's any men around. So then he started helping me in 2002 after Lucille retired. So.
Well, always good to have that help.
Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to share about your years of service?
Well, like I told Gary when I approached him about retiring, is that, I'm going to be 88 in March, and I've just run out of gas. And then I rethought, no, I still have plenty of gas, but I've run out of energy and stamina. I just feel like I can't do it anymore. So, and keep it looking decent. So.
All right. Well, that was going to be my next question.
Oh.
So your decision to retire. So it sounds like you provided that information. So I appreciate that.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for all of your years of service, and we hope that you really do enjoy your retirement.
Well, thank you. I am now crocheting these shawls. So this took me 1 week to make this one with a hood on it. I put it up, but it messes up my hair. But it's just can I stand up and show you?
Sure.
That's the hood behind.
Very
and it
nice.
Just keeps you warm.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So that's what I do in my spare time now.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time and for sharing with us. And we appreciate all the service that you provided to Kishwaukee and to the church and to our Lord and Savior.
Thank you. It's been a privilege and an honor.
Thank you.
And a blessing. So.
Good morning, Dorothy and Earl, or I might say Earl and Dorothy. I've come to think of you, and it's just one name, Dorothy Earl, Earl Dorothy. That happens after 70 years of knowing a couple. I met you in 1954. That is 70 years I've known you. And we've all come here to thank you this morning and to just wish you the very best in your retirement. God has used you here, and we appreciate it so much. Of course, there's a poem that starts out by saying, I'm paraphrasing, how do I praise you? Let me count the ways. Well, I can't count them, because they started many, many years ago, the ways that I thank you. Warren, of course, knew you from the past. The great-grandfathers, the fathers, the children, the great-grandchildren, right up to the present day. Linda and Katie carry on that friendship. I watch your grandchildren. I watch Andy and the others, and I'm so interested in them. So those, our memories are what we use to tell of the past, and only the very old can tell the most. That is, if the very old remember. And I do remember a few things. Dorothy, you always have been a helper, very willing. I see you in the kitchen. I see you everywhere, not just the kitchen, but everywhere serving. Calm, friendly, caring, responsible. I think of your good soup. I think how you loved choir and your commitment to them in the soprano section. Now, Earl never joined the choir, but he was invited many times to do that. But I remember also the young adults, how much fun we had with that. And we were young then, believe me. After 54, when I met you, a year later you married Earl. And I smile as I say this because this brought a whole new dimension into your lives and into our lives. Warren played the organ for your wedding, and you went off to Germany for a little while with the military then. Earl, I think of you. You never joined the choir. I'm so sorry about that. But you always helped with hard work, setting up things for instance, carrying the piano and all kinds of things for the choir to use. You were a helper and a worker. And watering the new trees that were planted. I remember your tree. We gave you a lot of joking about that new tree that you had responsible. You were responsible for it, and it didn't seem to flourish very much, but it did survive. I remember shooting baskets with you here at the church, and actually I had a broken wrist as kind of a result of that, I guess. But I think of you as and Dorothy as our years of breakfast that we enjoyed, and that was always something to look forward to. Warren would join me in all of these things I'm mentioning. I think of you, Earl, as being a responsible, helpful person, too. And then I also smile a lot as I think of your humor and the practical jokes we enjoyed, trying to think they were anonymous, but knowing they weren't. Well, all of these things, yes, they're small things, but small things make up the fabric of long friendships, I think. I know, and I appreciate and value your friendship, and as do many others here, all of us here at Kishwaukee. You love Kishwaukee, and they love you, and now you are not going to be working here, but you'll be certainly here. I skirt around the issue of our age, Dorothy and Earl, and my age, and we kind of wait a little bit to phrase these things, but we'll be seeing you. And I just wish for you. I thank you, and I just thank you for your loving work, your caring, your friendship. God bless you as you enjoy your family and friends now, and give you strength and trust and hope for this time of life and for the future with the Lord. He's given you and me far more than the 70 years in Psalms, which it mentions. We've gone beyond that. And my grandma said this was borrowed time. Oh, I love both of you. God bless you.